When you think of Apple computers, most people immediately imagine the sleek MacBook Pro sitting on cafe tables, the powerful Mac Studio in creative workspaces, or even the massive Mac Pro tower used by professionals. But hidden in Apple's lineup is a product that has quietly become one of the most fascinating machines the company has ever made. The Mac Mini, a small box computer that almost looks too simple to be taken seriously. Yet, over the years, it has built a reputation as one of the most compact yet powerful desktops in the entire tech world. Now all eyes are turning to the next chapter in this story, the highly anticipated M5 Mac Mini. Rumors suggest that this little machine could be about to receive its biggest leap forward yet. Powered by Apple's next-generation silicon, new GPU performance, deeper AI integration, and possibly even a Pro variant for professionals who want workstation power in a box small enough to hold in one hand. So in this deep dive, let's explore the history, the leaks, the rumors, and the speculation around Apple's upcoming M5 Mac Mini. Because while Apple likes to keep things secret, patterns in its strategy, supply chain leaks, and insider reports all paint a fascinating picture of what's coming next. And by the end of this video, you might just agree that the M5 Mac Mini is shaping up to be one of the most exciting computers Apple has ever made. To understand why the M5 Mac Mini matters, we first need to look back at the story of the Mac Mini itself. Introduced in 2005, the original Mac Mini was Apple's answer to a long-standing question. Could Apple build a truly affordable entry point into macOS without sacrificing quality? The first Mac Mini came in a tiny silver box that seemed almost futuristic at the time. It didn't come with a display, a keyboard, or even a mouse, just the computer itself. Apple wanted people to plug in their own accessories, making it one of the cheapest ways to switch from Windows to Mac. Over the years, the Mac Mini evolved slowly. It never became Apple's flagship, never stole the spotlight the way the MacBook Pro or iMac did. But quietly, it started to develop a fan base. Students, developers, and even creative professionals who realized that this little square computer could actually handle a surprising amount of work. During the Intel years, Apple kept the design mostly the same, a compact box with modest upgrades inside. But the real turning point came in 2020 when Apple shocked the industry with the introduction of Apple Silicon. Starting with the M1 chip, and one of the first computers to receive it was the humble Mac Mini. That decision changed everything. Before the M1, the Mac Mini was decent but unremarkable, an entry-level desktop fine for light tasks, but nobody would call it a powerhouse. But with the M1, Apple ripped out Intel's old architecture and replaced it with its own chip built on ARM technology. Suddenly, the Mac Mini was no longer just an affordable Mac. It became one of the most powerful small form factor computers in the world. People were stunned to find that this little $699 box could edit 4K video, handle Xcode development, and run demanding apps with ease, all while staying cool and whisper quiet. The M1 Mini was followed by the M2 Mini in 2023 and the M4 Mini in 2024. Both improved performance, but kept the same design. A compact aluminum box that fits on any desk without drawing attention. And that's been Apple's strategy all along. Don't mess with a design that already works. Just keep pushing performance forward. Now, with the M5 era approaching, Apple is once again preparing to redefine what this tiny desktop can do. According to multiple leaks and insider reports, Apple has already begun testing prototypes of the new models. Two specific code names have surfaced: J873G for the base Mac Mini with the standard M5 chip, and J873S for the M5 Pro Mac Mini. Yes, you heard that right. For the first time, Apple might offer two versions of the Mac Mini, one aimed at everyday users and another aimed at professionals who want high-end performance without stepping up to the Mac Studio. The M5 chip itself is rumored to be built on TSMC's 3nm process, which promises higher efficiency, lower heat, and much stronger performance. Some reports even suggest the M5 could include a redesigned neural engine with dedicated hardware acceleration for intensive AI tasks. And that's the key here. Apple is reportedly focusing heavily on AI acceleration in the M5, with an upgraded neural engine that could power everything from real-time video processing to advanced machine learning models. Imagine a tiny desktop that can not only edit 8K video, but also run AI-driven creative tools, simulate 3D environments, and handle complex workflows once reserved for massive workstations. That's the promise of the M5 Mac Mini. One of the most common questions is, will Apple finally redesign the Mac Mini? The answer is probably not, at least not in a dramatic way. Apple just refined the Mini's design with the M4, making it slightly more compact and improving the cooling system. The company has a history of sticking with designs for years once they're perfected. Just look at the MacBook Pro or even the iMac. So the M5 Mac Mini will likely keep the same boxy aluminum look, but with small refinements. We might see improved thermal management, better port arrangements, or even subtle changes in materials. Some rumors suggest Apple could offer new finishes like space black or midnight to match the MacBook Pro. But at its core, the Mac Mini's identity has always been about minimalism. Apple knows this form works, and they're not about to change it unless absolutely necessary. Performance, though, is where the M5 Mac Mini will truly shine. Based on leaks, here's what we can expect: a CPU built on TSMC's advanced 3nm architecture with more cores and higher efficiency. The GPU will get a major boost too, possibly more cores, faster memory bandwidth, and better optimization for Metal 3, Apple's own graphics framework. The neural engine will take a massive leap with up to twice the AI performance compared to the M4. Memory and storage are also expected to improve. The base storage might finally jump from 256GB to 512GB, with RAM options going up to 32GB or even 64GB for the Pro variant. Despite being a desktop, power efficiency will still matter. Lower power consumption means quieter operation and less heat output, something Mac Mini fans have always appreciated. This means professionals could realistically use the M5 Mini for 3D rendering, animation, 8K video editing, AI-driven workflows, app development, and heavy multitasking without bottlenecks. Apple seems to be positioning the M5 Mac Mini not just as a compact desktop, but as a true powerhouse that can compete with PCs many times its size. Perhaps the most exciting rumor is the M5 Pro variant. For years, the Mac Mini has been seen as Apple's entry-level desktop. But with the M5 Pro chip, Apple could create an entirely new category: a compact desktop with workstation-class performance. Imagine a machine small enough to hold in one hand, but powerful enough to rival the Mac Studio in certain tasks. That could make the Mac Mini extremely appealing to professionals who don't need expansion cards or massive cooling systems, but still want serious power. Of course, this could also affect pricing, and we'll get to that soon. But the idea of having an M5 Pro Mini, a true Mac Studio Lite, could open a whole new market for Apple. Developers, video editors, and designers who crave power but want something small and quiet will finally have their dream desktop. The mini PC market has exploded in recent years. Companies like Intel, Asus, and Beelink are creating powerful small desktops that run Windows and Linux with ease. So why does the Mac Mini still matter? The answer lies in macOS and the Apple ecosystem. The seamless integration between the Mac Mini, the iPhone, the iPad, and services like iCloud is something no other company can replicate. Features like Universal Clipboard, AirDrop, Handoff, and iMessage make the Mac Mini far more appealing to people already invested in Apple's ecosystem. And that's a huge advantage Apple will continue to lean on with the M5 generation. Now the big question, when is it coming? Reports are split. Some suggest late 2025, likely in October, which has historically been Apple's preferred window for Mac launches. Others say that supply chain delays and chip production schedules could push it into early 2026. Either way, it's clear that Apple is actively developing the M5 Mini, and prototypes are already being tested internally. For buyers, this means one thing: if you need a Mac Mini today, the M4 is still an incredibly powerful machine. But if you can wait, the M5 might deliver the biggest upgrade yet. The Mac Mini has always been Apple's most affordable desktop, offering a perfect entry into macOS. Right now, the base version starts between $599 and $699 depending on configuration. With the M5, pricing could shift slightly. The standard M5 Mini might stay close to this range to keep its broad appeal. But the M5 Pro Mini could be priced higher, possibly between $1,299 and $1,499 tiers, positioning it closer to the Mac Studio. Even then, many professionals may see it as a bargain. Workstation-class performance in a tiny box is something few, if any, other companies can match. But the M5 Mac Mini isn't just about hardware. It's also about software. It will likely ship with macOS 26, or even macOS 27, depending on its release date. And those versions are expected to bring deeper AI integration into the operating system. Imagine a version of macOS that can intelligently manage workflows, assist in coding, automate creative processes, and even personalize your desktop experience through machine learning.